Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
I have 4 dogs, and we're a family of 6, and you can't put a price tag on any of that. So no, I'm not missing out on anything.
Another West Fargo family's life goes up in flames overnight, and they can't say enough about how thankful they are to first responders. But while the blazes continue across the city, remember that West Fargo is almost entirely a volunteer department, and their staff quite often have other careers. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric talks with the homeowner and the fire chief at the scene of this latest flare-up.
I was just saying that it felt like we were in a movie last night. It just, you never think that this kind of thing will happen.
Angela says she was still up when flames broke out inside their home, and she was able to round up the whole family and get out before the blaze really got hungry.
It kind of makes you realize that you need to stop and slow down. You know, we don't even know our neighbors, and they were all right here for us, and you know, that's something that I hope will change in the future. So
last night we had, in addition to this fire, prior to this we had a fire alarm at Cheney Middle School. And actually the one firefighter was coming back from that call, coming to his house up the street when he saw this fire.
The West Fargo fire chief says right now things are hot and heavy for his department.
See, this month is shaping up to be like last month. Last month we had 56 calls. That was the busiest month we've ever seen.
We've had 2 major home fires this week. Last month included this dumpster fire, this auto body shop blaze, a suspected arson case at this mobile home, and this massive daylight blaze that tore through another home.
I think there's a lot of excitement about the jobs we have coming open.
Chief Fuller says the interest is there as they move to hire more full-time staff by early next year. In West Fargo, Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
There's a GoFundMe page set up now for the family who lost their home in the overnight fire. The description says they are foster parents with 2 adopted children and 2 other foster kids currently in their care. Now, we've known for some time that West Fargo plans to hire more full-time staff, but along with that comes some benefit to your bank account. The city's current ISO, or fire rating, is a 4 out of 10, 10 being the worst and 1 being the best. Fire Chief Dan Fuller tells us in the next few years, his plan is to drop it down to a 3, meaning better fire protection. Hiring more staff is one part of that, and with a lower number, your home insurance could drop too.
That move here deserve the best fire protection that they can get within the confines of you know, being reasonable for taxes and making this a great community for young families, providing stability for our economic growth. You know, there's no point in having huge economic development going on in the city if we can't you know, stop it from burning down.
Chief Fuller says there's quite a bit of interest for full-time positions in West Fargo. The Grand Forks Police Department is investigating a possible sexual assault. Around 3:15 this afternoon, officers responded to the 3800 block of 32nd Avenue South on a report of suspicious activity involving a 26-year-old woman saying she had been sexually assaulted. At this point in the investigation, officers are working to determine where the reported assault may have taken place, along with possible suspects. If you have any information on this incident, you can call police. Firefighters had to deal with a car fire out in Glyndon. It happened at 413 Partridge Avenue South near DGF High School shortly after 4:30 this afternoon. Reports came in that the car was fully engulfed in flames. Crews were able to knock out the flames pretty quickly and no one was hurt. Exactly what caused the fire is still unknown. The driver had been using the car just 10 minutes earlier without any problems. We are getting a break from the stormy weather, but it is still pretty hot out there. So, Hutch, what's happening tonight?
Well, it's very quiet, and it's going to stay so during the overnight as well. That'll be very nice after a couple of very stormy and humid nights. Here's a look at some hail that was falling in Findlay during the overnight hours. Nickel-sized hail there. Rebecca, thanks for uploading your picture. And also, this is what it looked like on the deck of Ryan in Medina as the storm passed over there. Most of the rain and heavy rain fell just to the north of the FM area, Griggs, Steele, and Trail County, where you see the colors there. 1 to 4 inches of rain estimated by radar. 7 100ths fell in the gauge at Hector, 14 100ths in Detroit Lakes. Temperatures fall through the 70s into the 60s this evening. It looks like a very quiet and dry night. and it certainly feels a lot less humid outdoors. More of that, the heat returns, and a chance of thunder returns as well. I'll tell you when here in just a few moments.
A lot of people, I think, will like that less humidity.
Yeah, it's been sticky
yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks, Ed.
You bet.
Clay County authorities are asking for your help finding a missing Minnesota man. Douglas Brandt of Glyndon was last seen dropped off in Wadena on Friday, June 30th. Anyone with any information regarding this case can contact the Clay County Sheriff's Office at this number, 218-299-5151. A Devils Lake woman has been charged with disturbing a dead body. Court documents say that 51-year-old Carmen Hager was charged in Cass County District Court in connection with the death of 53-year-old Joel Wee of Fargo. During the investigation into Wee's death, Hager told police that she and Wee did heroin the night he died. At some point, Wee went outside, and Hager later found him lying next to the basement stairs. Hager said she pulled Wee back into the apartment and that she didn't call 911 because she was out of minutes on her phone and was scared about her outstanding warrants. She's now being held in the Cass County Jail. A father is dead after an apparent drowning just west of Thief River Falls. It happened last night. According to police, 40-year-old Myron Sunram was swimming in a gravel pit with his girlfriend and 2 children. Neighbors say it wasn't the first time they had used the gravel pit as a swimming hole. One of the kids was swimming on his back when his girlfriend noticed something was very wrong.
The girlfriend at the time noticed there wasn't something wasn't quite right. When she got over to the other side, she noticed that he was face down, and at that point knew something was critically wrong.
Some reasons why gravel pits can be extremely dangerous. They vary in depth, have unstable banks, and rapid drops in temperatures, all reasons that make them a place to avoid swimming. Today marks the 1-year anniversary of the death of Philando Castile, the man who was shot and killed by police officer Geronimo Yanez. Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton is now recommending a new law enforcement training fund to be named after Castile. Dayton announced that $12 million would be invested in law enforcement training throughout Minnesota for officers working with diverse communities. Castile's mother, Valerie Castile, said she supports the program and hopes it'll bring the community and police force closer together.
About the next generation of children, our future leaders, they need to be protected as well.
After Yanez's acquittal, the city of St. Anthony offered Yanez a voluntary separation agreement. Today is the opening day of the Farmers Market and beyond. It's at the South Elmwood Park parking lot located at 501 13th Avenue West in West Fargo. At the market, local growers sell fresh produce, flowers, bulbs, jams, jellies, dairy products, meats, herbs, and berries directly to the public. The market is open on Mondays and Thursdays through October 5th from 3:30 to 6:30. And if you would like a booth, space is available for $15 a day. Today's gorgeous weather made conditions perfect for Rowe Farms Community Play Day. Parents and daycares brought their kids for the fun-fueled activities, everything from bouncy castles to crafts and yard games. The event was put on to help kids develop healthy habits that keep them active and happy. The event was free, and the next Community Play Day is set for August 11th. It's probably the last thing you want to think about right now, the start of the school year. But there are some kids who are doing just that in the spirit of lending a hand. The children who attend Jamie Zastapool's Wiggles and Giggles Child Care Center in South Fargo have been busy with their lemonade stand. The money they're taking in is for the United Way's School Supply Drive. That's the program that fixes up children in need with new backpacks, notebooks, and markers for the start of the school year. Last year, they raised enough to fill 14 shopping carts, heaping with school supplies. At last check today, they have raised $3,825. Today, Grand Forks and East Grand Forks plan to spray the ground once again to keep mosquitoes away. It's scheduled for 9 o'clock tonight until 1 tomorrow morning, weather permitting. The mosquito control trucks are identified with flashing yellow lights. West Nile virus was found in the Grand Forks area last week. A local clothing store is changing its tune about letting kids inside. We'll tell you why a little later on Valley News Live at 6.
And we have drier air pushing in from the north and west, taking that sticky, muggy feeling out of the air. We'll have details about how your forecast changes Heading to the weekend ahead, a chance of thunder returning. Details next.